What's the deal, y'all? It's your boy Chef Quail, and today I got some questions, and I'm finna answer these questions. But what I want y'all to do, I want y'all to make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment on the video, show your boy some love, show your boy some support. I'm right here with Chef Harley.
Hi.
All right, so
Comment down below.
What down below?
Comment down below.
Chat. As y'all can see, she wants to get in my video. All right, so here I got some questions, and we're gonna answer some of these questions that you guys have.
What you did?
People got so many questions for your boy. Wink, wink, Shayla. Yeah, I have some questions. All right, so here we go. First question. How did I get started in hibachi in the first place? From eating at Benihana and working at Benihana. That's how I got started in hibachi. I used to work at a regular restaurant. I never thought to cook hibachi, never cared about cooking hibachi, but times changed. I started cooking hibachi. Now I love cooking hibachi, bro. Like, now I'm the king of hibachi.
So, why do people love you?
Why do people love me? And
I'll give you the answer.
I started working at Benihana, that's how.
I'll give you the answer, so don't listen.
Hold on, no. I need questions, not answers. These is questions.
Give you answers.
Okay. Did you always want to be a hibachi chef, or did it just happen? I never wanted to be a hibachi chef. I never thought I would enjoy that. I was nervous about cooking in front of people. You know, I was super worried about trying to be tough to the world, you know.
You're already tough to us. So how are you going to be tough to the world?
All right, see, Captain, bro, how did I be tough to you?
Because you're tough as being strong.
All right, not strong, but anyways, ignore her, chat. But I never thought I would be a hibachi chef because I wanted to be a regular personal chef, like a private chef or a celebrity chef. So I never thought I would have ended up being a hibachi chef or the king of hibachi.
So did you think that you could do it when it was your first day?
No, I didn't. That was a good question. I did not think I could do it on my first day. I was nervous. I didn't want to do no table over 6 people. Yeah. They were trying to give me 13s and 8s and stuff like that. I didn't want to do it. I just told them I need to start off with 4 to 6 people, and that still was a lot. So I didn't think I was gonna do good on my first day. All right. What was the hardest part when you were first learning? The hardest part when I was first learning how to cook hibachi was making sure that the steak was cooked to the proper temperature that these people wanted, because I worked in a restaurant where I cooked on the grill. We made steak, we made burgers, we knew the temperatures, all this stuff. Like, you know, when people do that, all that stuff, that's cap. But hold up. Yeah, so the hardest part was making sure that people enjoyed the food and also cooking the steak to the proper temperature, because everybody wants a different temperature and they know how they want it. That's one thing I learned. So that was something that was one of the hardest parts for me, because I didn't know how people would react.
So when it was your first day, did you really enjoy it, or did not enjoy it?
My first day, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it because I got $100 tip. Probably bought a stuffed animal or some slime with it, y'all. So she should have gave me a handshake. All right. Next question. How long did it feel before you felt confident with cooking in front of people? I'm gonna say probably like after like a month or 2, because when I started doing hibachi, we had to wear face masks. Yeah, we had to wear face masks because it was COVID time. So I had my face covered. So I'm coming to the table like this. You don't know who I am. So like after like a long, like once I got confident with the cooking, that was no biggie. So matter of fact, at the beginning, I was worried about running into people that I don't get along with, or seeing people I know and things like that. But like over time, after about 2 months, I kind of got over that.
So did you think the tricks that they do, did you think that you could do it?
No, I didn't. So the tricks, that's a good question. You were asking some good questions. I can't wait till your Q&A about kindergarten. But anyway, no, I didn't think the tricks that they were doing I would be able to do them, because they were doing some crazy things, bruh. And I could not see myself ding, 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 with how I be doing it, I couldn't see that. So I thought that was going to be super hard. She's asking some good questions too, Chad.
So was you nervous when they was teaching you how to do it? Did you think you could do it when you kept trying, when you kept practicing, or did you not think you could do it?
So when I first started cooking hibachi, she's interviewing me now, by the way. When I first started cooking hibachi, I was not doing tricks. For like that first 2 months, I was not doing tricks. I was just making noise, making beats, and just showing that I can. No, just if you ask me a question, you gotta let me answer. Yeah, but showing people that I know what I'm doing, that was mainly what I wanted to do. Like, let these people know I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional with it, so trust me. All right, next question. Hold up. Let me off the board, girl. Do I remember the first time I ever performed in front of a full table, and how did that go? I do remember when I had my first 8 top. That 8 top is pretty much 8 seats filled. At Benihana, there's 8 seats at the table, so that would be considered an 8 top. And I was nervous, bruh. I was nervous, even though it was 2 more people than what I normally do. I was very nervous. I just was like, I just wanted it to be over just so I can see how they felt about the food, because I'm a giant Benihana critic. Before I worked there, y'all, I used to eat there, and I was picky. I'm telling them how I want you to cook it, how much garlic butter, and all that good stuff. So it went well. I got $100 tip again. And I was the only black chef too, y'all. So I'm gonna add that in too. So people wanted me because they know he know how to cook.
Wait, before you do that, did you when you had a bunch of people come? Was you nervous that you had to make a lot of place for people?
Yes, that's a good question too. When I had a lot of people come, I was just so concerned about, am I bringing the right amount of this? Am I bringing the right amount of that? Because they have everything weighed out in portion though, but you can still mess that up, if that makes sense. Like, you can still bring out or give somebody too much rice. Now you don't have enough rice for this person. You can give this person too many veggies. Now you don't have enough veggies for this person. So I was worried about if I had the right amount of things and things like that. You know, chat, pretty much. All right, next question from the list.
Dang, you got a long list.
Do you practice every day or does it come naturally now? I'm going to say, you was thinking just exactly what I was going to say. It comes naturally, but I do practice, if that makes sense. Like, I'm hibachi goat, but I'm still open to learn new tricks. I would love to learn new things. I'm always watching chefs. When we go to Benihana, I always.
You don't go to Benihana anymore. But we will.
Bro, like, is you gonna do the video or am I doing it?
I am. And you.
All right, Chad. So she burnt out. But when I go to Benihana, I watch the chef's tricks. I see what they do. I'm always like soaking up game, y'all. If you like, my boo might be like, "What you doing?" And I'm watching the chef because I'm using that at a hibachi party or something. You feel me? So that's that question. Hold on, let's go to the list. How did you build your name and how did you start getting recognized? Just staying consistent. Honestly, though, like by staying consistent and at Benihana, how I built my name. At Benihana, the way I built my name is just by kind of being me. Honestly, like I had my own swag. I used to wear glasses. I used to do beats and stuff. I just used to get jiggy with it, you know. So, yes, and I was the only black chef there for like 6 months. No. For like, cause I was there for like 6 months. So I was the only, huh? Yeah, I was there for like 6 months. So when I worked at Benihana in Santa Monica, and I was the only black chef for like 4 months. 4 months, chat. So people was already like, who is this guy? We got to get this guy. He looks like, I got my swag, chat. I got swag. So I used to be up there swagged up. I used to try my, hold up. I used to try my best to like put together, cause we all got uniform, but I used to try my best to do my uniform how I wear my clothes and things like that, and wear my belt how I wear it, wear my hat how I wear it, glasses, or whatever was my thing at the time. But the way I built my name up is by just being me, and I'm from the street, chat. So So I'm doing beats. I got different type of jokes than everybody. I'm chopping it up, talking to people differently. You know, I make people feel comfortable when you're from the culture.
And since you was a Benihana customer,
Oh yeah.
how to make it good.
That's good. Oh yeah, and another way that I did really good is I ate at Benihana so many times before I worked there. I used to tell this dude how I wanted him to cook my food to the point where I used to think if they let me cook, I could cook it better than him. And then I started working there, chat. So I was already thinking like that before I worked there. So once I started working there, I was like, I'm in.
So
You're not saying you was making their food how you would eat yours.
Huh?
You didn't even finish your sentence. You was making their food how you would make yours.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Then I might need you to come in here too, for real, because that was good. The thing is, y'all, I was making people food how I would want my food made, and this is a no edit. This going straight up. I probably do part 1, part 2, but that's what it was. Like I was making people food how I wanted my food. I was just trying to be myself. I used to love Benihana bad. Before I worked there, I love this place.
So
All right.
so when they showed you the trick where you put 2 eggs and you cover it and the 3 eggs come, did you think you could do that?
Girl, I made that up. That's magic. Don't worry about that.
But did you think you could do it?
Yes, I knew I could do it. So you like that trick, huh?
Yeah.
Have you ever messed up mid-performance? What happened? Yes, Chad, I messed up mid-performance. I messed up all the time. I'm just the king. I ain't perfect.
Yeah, you remember when he used to do tricks and all the stuff for the trick, he used to just fall down.
Yes, Chad, I done dropped so many things. I done dropped. This is one of the bad things. This is a time when I messed up mid-performance, and this is a Benihana story. I messed up mid-performance, y'all. I'm at the table cooking. I'm cooking the fried rice. I'm doing my thing. I'm talking mess. I did a trick with rice on the spatula, and the trick, I dropped the spatula because it was super greasy, knocked over somebody Dr. Pepper onto the grill, and washed away all the rice.
You ain't never told that story to me.
Crazy, yeah, for sure. But I'm trying to let y'all know the real though. That's crazy. That was crazy, chat.
Why
But
did you do that then?
I did it on accident, and I bet you I never do a trick while the spatula is greasy, y'all. Y'all gotta make sure you don't have butterfingers. All right, hold up, girl. I got questions.
And right, and here's the next
When you
question.
when you mess up, when you doing like your tricks and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you just keep
Oh,
going
yeah.
because they don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
another
point
thing
at
too.
it.
Another thing too,
I'm
y'all.
trying to point at
Hold
it.
up, Hardy. Hold up. Another thing too, y'all. Chat. When I'm doing hibachi tricks and I'm doing my thing in front of a group or a crowd, a party, whatever. If I mess up, I would say the best thing for you to do is just to keep going, because the people don't fully understand every single thing. So you'll be able to mess up and play it off and keep going. So that's something good to do, girl. That'll be something good to do, okay? So
They don't know your show.
yeah, they don't know the show. Every chef has a different show. Some chefs copy some chefs, but even still, they still have different personalities. So it's a different show, different things that they think are funny, different things that they think are cool. So everybody have their own show. You feel me? Mine's just the best. What's been? Let me see. Let me find a good question.
This is a good.
How did you build your? Oh, we already read that one.
Yeah, so scribble up.
Okay, what made you start posting content and putting yourself out there? Okay, so I used to work at Santa Monica Benihana, and like I was telling you guys earlier, I was super popular, very popular, you guys. I had a lot of people that messed with me, that really rocked with Chef Quail, y'all. They was like, bruh, you the guy.
That's what you say that request.
Hold up, she right here talking about when you done, can you ask questions about me? Back up. Bruh, back up. All right, back up. Dang. Like, this is not the Chef Harley. We're going to do a Chef Harley interview too, y'all, all right? Nah, for sure. She funny. But what made you start posting content, putting yourself out there? All right, so like I was saying earlier, you guys, I used to work at Santa Monica Benihana, and I was super popular up there, you guys. I was the guy. I was the only black chef up there for a while. everybody knew me. They recognized me. A lot of people that I knew start coming out there or just going there, and then we see each other and they're like, oh shit. I'm like, oh shit, you work here, whatever. You feel me? So it was kind of getting kind of cool. And then a lot of these people that mess with me, that rock with me, that was like Team Chef Quail, they used to post videos about me all the time. They used to tag me and stuff. They used to do really well with views and stuff like that. But at this time, I still never was making content. So I stopped working there because I quit. I'm keeping it a buck. I quit. They had me messed up. I quit, y'all. So after I quit, I was just like, damn, all those people that I met, all those people I was cool with, all of those people, I just missed out on them because they are in Santa Monica, Benihana. They probably don't know that I don't work there no more. They don't know me from a can of paint, chat. Because remember, I wear a face mask too. So if you know me, you may know me. But if you don't know me, you don't even know what I look like. Because I wear a face mask every day. Go get that picture off the refrigerator. Go get that picture off the refrigerator. Hurry up, boo. Yeah, so I used to wear I'm going to show y'all a picture too right now. I got this picture on the refrigerator because it's how I won Chef of the Year with this drip right here. I'm going to show y'all. But, yeah, so I missed out on all the people that I had. They ended up finding a new chef that they like more or whatever, you know? So, at that time I was off, I was thinking like, dang, I'm super popular. What I should do is start cooking hibachi. Of course, after like me and my girl talking and, you know, she like, this what you should do or what you should do or just having conversation about life, you know, like, and then we came up with a plan. Hold up, because I don't want to show my name. So, oh yeah, let me show y'all the picture. Here we go right here. As y'all can see, y'all, this is Chef Quail in the mix. This was Downey right here, y'all, but this was the finesse right here. I want you to show, but I don't want you to show my name. All right, so you got to show it the back way. Show it the back way. All right, chat. So right here, this is a picture of me at Benihana. As you can see, I got the glasses. As you can see, I got the face mask. So look, right here? Can you tell that's me?
Yeah.
If you see me in the mall, you don't know that's me. Of course you do.
Like
but,
this?
Huh?
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay, you rambling now.
Yeah. So anyway, chat. I end up she's showing the Chef of the Year trophy. It's not time for that yet, boy. Right? So we ended up chopping it up. I ended up making a new Instagram about just cooking related things. So I started cooking at home, like honestly, and posting content. And it really wasn't doing the best. It was doing fair. It was very fair. It wasn't like super viral or anything like that. It was just fair.
Comment down below.
Hold up. Well, I'm talking, girl. So then eventually I started working at Benihana and Downey. That's a crazy story I'll tell y'all one day. I started working at Benihana and Downey, and I had the Instagram, you know. So I instantly get back to it. I instantly start cooking for people, and I'm standing out how I stand out. They got their amount of chefs there, and yeah, they got their amount of chefs there. They do what they do. They got their regular. I go there day one, chat. I cook. Dude up there, his name Armando. He tell me, "Oh, you not ready? You not ready?" I'm like, "Oh shit." You got me messed up, boy. I was the guy over there in Santa Monica. Huh? Well, it's gonna bounce back to it. I most definitely forgot what the question was. Oh yeah, how I started posting content. So I ended up going back to Downey, Benihana. I started cooking there. The dude told me I wasn't ready. They put me on Express. I told them, if y'all gonna have me on Express, I quit. They was like, you know what, we're gonna put you back at the table. They put me back at the table. Boom. Now I'm back in the field. I'm making content. I'm getting videos, people tagging me in videos, and I'm letting people know I'm networking. I'm telling people like, hey, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Chef Quail Instagram. I got 12 followers. Get me booming. You feel me? And they, of course, they want to go look. Now the followers going up. They're going up. People tag me in videos. I'm reposting it. I'm growing. Now, people from Santa Monica seeing these things, they like, oh, snap. That's Chef Quail. We got to follow him. They follow me. And y'all, this part one, y'all, I'm going to come back for part two, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment on the video. We're going to drop part two of the Q&A, y'all, all right? So, yeah.